Welcome. My name is Joseph Anderson, and this is RM University's 90-Day Jumpstart program. And today is day 66, and today I want to talk to you about dating. So some of my thoughts about dating, I think right when you get back from the mission, there's a lot of thoughts in your head. I think you're really, really excited to continue with your eternal progression, or you're really, really scared. And sometimes you're right in the middle. I don't think there's an exact right time for somebody to get married. And if somebody has told you that, hey, you got to get married within this time, don't listen to them. You've got to go with what you feel and with what you feel Heavenly Father wants you to feel. I know everybody, when you get home, is so excited, and they really do want you to have the happiness and the joy that they have in their married life. But everybody's clock's different. And Heavenly Father's timing is always perfect. I once saw a quote that said, "Don't rush and don't settle. Whatever's meant to work out will work out." There's another great quote from a song that says, "Everything that's meant to work out will work out perfectly. So don't worry." I know when I get home, I was always asking myself, oh my goodness, is this the person that I'm going to marry? Is this the person that I'm going to marry? Is this the person that I'm going to marry? And you have all these thoughts in your head, and I mean, there's so much going on. So what do? Relax. Just have fun. Right now is the time for you to date as many people as possible. Because as you date somebody, you learn. You learn what you like, and you learn what you don't like. And sometimes people that have, a lot of qualities that you really like are also going to have some that you really don't like. And you get to decide, okay, well, what am I willing to put up with? And what are they willing to put up with me? Maybe I've got plenty of things on their don't list. And so it's a time really just of kind of like exploration. I mean, what if you looked at dating right now as a giant adventure? And, you just go and you get to meet all these amazing people. And it's also really good to connect for business and, potential opportunities down the road as well. Connect with as many people as possible. And also, you might connect and take out a person, and you might not be their type. And guess what? They might not be your type. But you might think, hey, you know what? I've got this really great friend that I think you would get along well with. That stuff does happen. People go out and they're like, hey, this isn't working for me, but I've got a great friend that I think you'd really click with. Let's face it, we're all very different. If you want to understand more about how different people are, there's a phenomenal book called Please Understand Me Too, and it really talks about the Myers-Briggs. If you're not familiar with it, feel free to look it up, but it's personality assessments that show how different we are. I mean, and so once you know yourself, and once you know what you're looking for, it makes things easier. So as you go and as you play in this adventure, something's going to happen. You're going to find somebody that's going to just be ahead above all of the others. It's just going to happen. And there's something different about them that you can't put your finger on. And so but what is the right time to begin courting, or to go exclusive, as you guys call it? That's up to you. But a wise counsel that a bishop once gave me, he said, Joseph, the way I knew that I was ready to go exclusive with my wife is one Saturday night I was sitting home alone, and she was out with this other guy. And it was at that moment that I realized that there wasn't anyone else that I wanted to take out. I really do believe that that's the time to go exclusive. Those are my thoughts. You obviously could do whatever you want. But if you date, you'll just kind of gradually have this sifting process. You'll realize what you like, you realize what you don't like, but have fun. Don't allow yourself to be pressured. The cultural pressure is very strong. Sometimes the family pressure is really strong. Hey, when you getting married? Hey, when you getting married? So don't worry, you'll get used to that. I mean, I remember one time I was 24 years old, and I thought I was old. I thought I was ancient for not being married. And now I'm 32 and look back at being 24, and it's like, oh my goodness, I was incredibly young. So don't be so hard on yourself. Don't put so much pressure on yourself. And when you're ready to go exclusive, when you're ready to really court somebody, see them in all of their every single light. when we're dating, especially the first few dates that we're on, we try to be on top of our game. We wear the nicest shirt, we actually shower before the date, we go have a good time. But see somebody through all the different cycles, their challenging times, their hard times, everything. And as you do that, you'll get more and more, you'll get closer and closer to knowing whether that's somebody that you want to consider taking to the Lord and saying, hey, is this a good option? But I also feel that even along the way, before we ask, hey, I don't want to know if this is the one that would be really good for me. I just want to know if this is somebody that, would be a lot of fun to date. And after you've gone out a few times. And it's okay to date multiple people. It's totally fine. You don't have to go exclusive with somebody just because they want to. Make sure the Spirit is telling you what it needs to tell you. Don't listen. You can take what people say about their experiences and their spiritual experiences that you're dating, but make sure that you have your own, because you've got to have your own to fall back on. So today I just want you to sit down and I want you to just kind of, think about some things that you can do to really enjoy this dating process. And just answer this question. Answer the question, what would my life look like if I looked at dating as a huge adventure? That's all I want you to answer. And have fun with it. Once again, my name's Joseph Anderson. This is RM University's 90-Day Jumpstart program. Have an awesome day.